Oddly specific dating rules that changed my life. Let's just get straight into it. I'm going to be doing my makeup while I tell you guys these tips. Dating is so terrifying nowadays because literally everybody has options, or not even options. They have the illusion of options. Dating apps are actually terrifying. I have a couple of story times on crazy dates I've been on, but the one that comes to my mind is this one guy asked me to be in a can I say that on here? Oh my god. Basically, he tried to convince me to do a get together with me and 2 other individuals. On the first date, it was so terrifying. I literally never used this dating app after that because I was like, ew. But that just really got me thinking, like, men out here have the audacity and women need to have more audacity because so many of us are just so nice and giving and we just assume that they're loyal to us and everything when in reality, no, they're not. But that brings me into my first point, which might be a little bit controversial. You need to assume the worst, but expect the best. And what I mean by this is, let's say a guy is taking you out, right? Don't get caught up into Lululand, okay? He still has other girls. Everyone has options. One of my most popular videos is "A crush is a lack of information," and that is so true. When you first meet someone, you're not really meeting them. You're meeting their representative, right? You're meeting the person that they think you want to see. And this isn't a bad thing either because they're meeting the person that you want them to see. And that doesn't mean you should like tell the guy and be like, oh my god, I already know you're talking to all of these different girls, blah, 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 blah. This is just what you think in your head, okay? You don't verbalize the fact that you're assuming the worst. You are expecting the best. You're expecting him to treat you like a queen. You're expecting him to open doors for you. You get what I mean? And that's not like unrealistic expectation. I'm just talking about first date etiquette. Just like they expect you to show up to a first date looking presentable, looking like something that they want to be seen out with. Most men nowadays have the assumption that most girls are trying to use them. So, you know, they assume the worst already. And as they should, because some girls are just looking at men as a meal ticket. Like, we can be honest and acknowledge the nuances of both men and women in dating scenarios without having it be like an argument. You know what I mean? I can already tell this video is going to make some people mad in the comments because you're not hearing what I'm actually saying. You're hearing what you think I'm saying. So please use nuance with this video and also recognize that it's okay to not share my same viewpoints on some things. I know there's some guys that watch my videos and it's completely okay that you're here in this space, but I'm giving advice to young women who don't know how predatory some men can be. Some men will literally lie about their entire personalities. And so often women are blamed, oh, you just need to pick better. You just need to go for better men. Well, like if this guy's lying about his entire personality and I didn't even know who he was until months in, yes, the woman is a little bit to blame, but the man is also to blame as well. And as a woman, you need to protect yourself, and that's why I'm giving you guys these tips. Number 2 is to take things at face value. And this is one thing women have a really hard time doing. Men will take things at face value. Us girlies read into things that don't need to be read into. And once you're involved with the man, yes, you can start focusing on the underlying meanings of things. But for example, if he doesn't text you, if he's not checking in on you, he probably just doesn't like you. That's not me coming for you. That's not me making you feel bad about yourself. That has nothing to do with you. It's just he doesn't like you. Men can also read into things too sometimes, but I think it's a little bit more uncommon for them to, because I feel like most of the time they'll be like, oh, this is just chill. It's just, you know, can we go chill at my house? It's like, ugh, like what? Some men though, if they're really into you, they will definitely read into everything you do and assume that you're flirting when you're not. But for the girlies, like let's say he doesn't follow up with you and make sure that the date is still on. You guys planned a date on Saturday, it's Friday, and he literally hasn't texted you all week. You guys are not on a date anymore. Okay, your Saturday is free, and I would say even if you don't have plans, if he texts you on Saturday night being like, hey, want to come over? Don't respond. If you do respond, just be like, oh, I'm busy, I'm out, and leave it at that. Don't respond for the rest of the night. Don't feel bad for saying you're busy when someone was disrespecting your time, because what they're really saying was, I wanted to still go on a date with you, and I probably had other plans, but you were really my backup plan that I had just in case my other girl didn't go on a date with me, and so I'm asking you if you want to go out now because I have no other plans. I know I just told you guys not to read into things, and then I read into a scenario like that, but like this is is just an example of things that genuinely do happen. Sometimes it's really about realizing how important your time is. You have to recognize that, oh, this person's playing with my time, therefore I'm not going to give it to them. And I'm talking about like when you first meet someone. If it's something like, you know, you're dating this person or things like that, if things are on the fly, that's okay. But I do find it disrespectful to not follow up with someone when you made plans with them. And that's regardless of gender, not even in a dating sense. Like I check in with my friends, hey girl, we're still on for that day. It's just courtesy to let someone know if you're able to do it or not. I'm gonna put this little headband on because my hair is getting in my face and it's driving me absolutely insane. That brings me into what he won't, another man will. And same goes for guys. What she won't, another girl will. This really goes into that idea of we all have options. You know, we all have the illusion of having options. Whether those options will really turn into actual employees, not just kidding, actual candidates, you know what I mean? Whether those people will actually turn into someone we date or not, there are men out there willing to give you the world and more. They are just waiting on you to realize your worth, because it goes the other way around too. Like there's men, good men, where they're going for women who are not treating them correctly and being mean to them, cheating on them, whatever. I don't believe that like one gender is better than the other gender. I feel like there's so much talk online nowadays of just like men built the world or women make babies. It's like, okay, how does that have anything to do with the dynamic we're in? Everyone wants love, but simultaneously everyone wants to be respected and loved in the way that they deserve. And so if a man or a woman is treating you extremely badly, another girl or another guy will treat you a lot better. Most men are already conditioned this way. You know, they're like, oh, well, if she doesn't want to have sex with me, this other girl will have sex with me. They're already thinking what you can't do, another woman will do for them. So you thinking that way as a woman isn't you being selfish. It's literally just you having standards and knowing your worth. There's a difference. If you don't build yourself as a woman, you do have to prepare yourself in order to get a man who's willing to provide for you or to be in your life in a certain way and be emotionally available for you. The more that we as women reject bad behavior and go, no, if you cheat on me, I'm going to leave. If you treat me badly, I'm going to leave. If you yell at me, I'm going to leave. These are all things that are boundaries. And if you don't follow through on a boundary that you made, that says something about you. Which brings me into number 4. You need to know your worth. And this goes for both genders. But again, I'm speaking mostly from my experience in this video. So I'm going to be talking from the female perspective. If you happen to be watching this video and you're whatever you identify as, I don't care. I'm going to be talking to the girls real fast, okay? Women, you need to know your worth. You need to wake up to the fact that you are a portal from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, okay? Us women need to stop acting like we're the same as men. We're not the same as men. Okay, we need to understand that we have the liability if we end up getting pregnant or something happens to us. We take a big risk when it comes to dating. So when you're in a negative scenario where a man is disrespecting you and causing you to question if you're safe or not, you need to prioritize your safety. It's not even about love at this point. It's about your safety. Your partner is a reflection of your worth. And the more you accept negative and bad behavior, the more, unfortunately, it will reflect on your worth. That also goes for good behavior. If you accept good behavior, you'll start to feel good about yourself. But if you start accepting bad behavior and questioning, you know, what did I do to deserve this? You didn't do anything to deserve this. In that one recent video I made about oddly specific things that you shouldn't tell anyone, I talked about how you shouldn't tell anyone about your relationship problems, and I believe to an extent. If you're in danger, definitely talk to someone about it, because certain behavior that us women have been conditioned to think is normal is actually not normal at all. And sometimes you really do need a friend to tell you, hey, this isn't right. Knowing your worth also comes with time and experience. Sometimes the things you experience are meant to teach you your worth as well. So don't feel bad or feel shame about accepting certain things, then realizing later on in life, like, I don't understand why I was in that situation for so long. A lot of us are sorting through our own bullshit and trying to figure out, you know, how our parents taught us about love, the way that we grew up and how it affected us, doing shadow work. All of those things can really help you get an idea of why you accept the things you do and how you can better your self-worth. In that video I was talking about, one of you guys left a comment that I'll put on the screen. You're gonna have to let go of that relationship if you're ready or not, or if you love him or not. You're going to have to let it go one day. Number 5, always be honest. A lot of the dating advice out there for women, like, sprinkle, sprinkle, and whatever, glorifies this idea of just cheating or getting another man and replacing that man. But 2 wrongs really don't make a right. And that really just shows about your character than the guy's character. Because let's say you get cheated on and then you cheat back. Or in your next relationship, you just say, well, I'm not going to be loyal to men anymore. I don't really care. You might hurt a really good person in the process. Or not even that, just karma. Right? Like, I'm a person that really believes in karma and believes that whatever you put out, you get back. A lot of people don't know and refuse to heal the right way. Jumping relationship to relationship to relationship isn't the right way to go about healing. And if you do that, this is a very hard truth, and I'm saying it because I love you, okay? You have a fear of being alone, and you're very, very insecure. But yeah, if you are jumping relationship to relationship, and you're in a different relationship, and you miss your ex from 2 relationships ago, I genuinely can't even comprehend that level of selfishness. How do you have the time to jump from relationship to relationship? Like, the best revenge isn't no revenge. It's leveling up and becoming the best version of yourself, getting your bag right, going to the gym, healing in private so you can shine in public. And if you don't believe in those things, this channel might just not be for you, babe. I wasn't trying to be mean by saying that. I was just trying to be honest by saying that, because I feel like that's glorified with women specifically nowadays, where like women are like, well, I don't really care. I cheat on my man. Oh, what? Like, okay, then you're a horrible person, then you're a horrible person. You became the same exact thing that hurt you. And that's how the trauma cycle continues in every single way. When it comes to family trauma, it's the same thing. If you don't heal what happened to you in your childhood, you're going to pass that off to someone else. I'm a divorce baby, okay? My parents didn't only have their divorce, they had multiple divorces. And I'm only sharing that with you guys because I have a very different way that I view love because of that. And I view love not as just solely a union between 2 people. It's also a contract, and it's also a reflection of yourself. Like, your partner is supposed to be the one person you can trust out of this entire world. They're supposed to be your best friend. They're supposed to be your ride or die. They're supposed to be that person for you. And if you're starting right off the bat by cheating on them because, you've been in 2 separate relationships and you're hurt and all of this stuff, that's not starting out on the right foot, and it's just wasting their time, and it's just causing more pain in the long run. I get it. It's hard to be vulnerable, but if you genuinely can't be honest with someone, then you just shouldn't be in a relationship. I can already see the comment from some guy being like, well, if a woman cheats, it's different than when a man cheats. Yeah, obviously they have different reasons to why they cheat, but like, it's still bad. It's still hurting the other person. I honestly don't really care the reason why you cheat. If you cheat, you're just a bad person. You're just a bad person. Like, I can't say anything about that. That doesn't mean you can't be a better person, but like, what are you trying to run away from? Why are you trying to use other people in order to make yourself feel better? Like, what is that insecurity within you? Which brings me into number 6, take accountability. Like, if you do something wrong, even when it comes to a dating situation, say sorry. I feel like women nowadays, or also men, but both women and men, don't be taking accountability in all the right ways, because having a stuck-up attitude when someone says, hey, you hurt my feelings, or you crossed a boundary of mine that wasn't supposed to be crossed, doesn't make you like a baddie, or, oh, I played him. So like, I don't know, like, you go on TikTok and you'll see audios with some girl, like, I don't know, lip syncing or something, and then the caption will be just like some horrible act, like, when you cheated on him and didn't say sorry, women in men's fields. It's like, I understand that it's a trend and everything, and I like the women in men's fields trend because I feel like it puts it in perspective, some of the dumb shit that men do, but there is an aspect of it, like, have your own morals. Money is a manipulation tool. So y'all are not going to agree with me on this, but men providing for women is very trendy right now, and I think that it's very important for women to be taken care of, but also recognize the purpose of a man taking care of you is to have him love and care for you, not to control you. Okay, and I say that not in a sense of like, oh, if he doesn't want you to go to the club or something like that, that's like controlling. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want a provider or want someone to take care of you if you're a woman and that's something you're into, but also recognize why they're doing the things they're doing, and don't be naive to bad intentions. There are men out here that are crazy. Okay, they're crazy. So keep that in mind, and even if you're being provided for, make sure that you have your own money. Potential is not a promise. Just because a man has potential doesn't mean that he's going for you or that he's going to meet up to his potential. There's so many ways you can interpret this. Like, for example, if you're in a relationship and you see a man has potential for success and he's not really working towards his goals with enough conviction, I'm not saying leave him, but keep it in mind. The qualities that you see in the beginning are typically the qualities that are going to stick around. Like the things that you dislike about the person at the beginning of the relationship, unless they change, they're probably going to be your downfall because they're going to get worse over time. Really try to see someone for who they actually are, not who you want them to be. Because it can be so easy for women to get wrapped up in this delusion of who we think they are, but in reality, they're just a man, okay? He's gonna disappoint you because he's a man. Relationships aren't always about money, but I do think that if a man doesn't have money, that's a red flag. Don't date broke guys. And Wizard Liz said it really, really good when she said it in that podcast that went like really, really viral. She was just like, a broke guy isn't a man who doesn't have money. It's a man who doesn't know how to create abundance. And I think that's so true because some men are just lazy. All right. We'll admit that. Some men are lazy and they don't want to live up to their potential and they don't want to work and they don't want to contribute to society. And then they'll go online and comment something like, well, men built the world. And it's like, you didn't build the world, sir. Like, go get a construction job if you want to build the world. Women also birthed the world. So, we can go tit for tat all day, but that doesn't change the fact that some men want to contribute and other men don't want to contribute. Because it also goes for women too. Like, just by me saying that doesn't mean that I'm condoning a woman's bad behavior either. You know what I mean? Number 9, hookup culture is bad for women. All right? Don't hook up with multiple people. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to say it's very harmful for us, and that's my opinion. If you're gonna be in a situationship or in a friends with benefits type of thing, make sure that that man isn't cheating, okay? Because most of the time, the reason why you're in a situationship is because he wants to stick his in other people. Situationships aren't real. They're not a real thing, okay? You got played. You got played, okay? You got played. And I've been there. But realize, wake up. I don't care what you do, honestly, but we women need to stop acting like we're not divine beings. I'm just advising you that our brains are different and we literally get attached easier. I can't speak on your personal experience, but I can speak on my personal experience, and that's what I've experienced with my experiences. Hope this helped. Trust is earned, not given. A lot of guys will try to guilt trip you and be like, well, why didn't you trust me? I don't know you. Like, if you're going on a first or even a second date with someone and someone's trying to guilt trip you into trusting them, even when it comes to small things, like it might not be really like overt. They'll be like, oh, want to come back to my place? Oh no, I don't really want to yet. Oh, why? You don't trust me? No, I don't trust you. In fact, I would say it just like that so that they know I don't trust you yet and you haven't earned it. You have to know someone before you just jump into things or assume that they're a good person because, again, you never really know who you're meeting. But you gotta think, like, why are they trying to push you so hard to get you to trust them? You know what I mean? Most guys who are good men will be like, oh, I completely understand. Which brings me into number 11, trust your intuition. Always, women have a higher intuition because, again, we are connected to the spiritual realm, okay? Learn from every single experience, okay? Take something out of every dating experience you have because a lot of times you'll be like, oh, well, that was just a waste of time. It was meant to teach you something. Also, quick story time for those of you who made it to the end of the video. I talked about how that one guy tried to get me to have a 3 at the beginning of this video. Basically, I met this guy on a dating app and we were supposed to go out, and he texted me being like, oh, can I bring this other girl along? And I was just like, sure. I thought it was going to be like his sister. So I don't know. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I honestly really wasn't comfortable with it at first. I was just like, I'd rather it just be like us. I think he literally had 2 dates planned at the same exact time. He asked to pick me up. I was just like, nah, I'm using my own car. I go, I meet the guy and the girl there and everything is fine, but like he's definitely on some weird timing. He brought it up during dinner and me and the girl were like looking at each other hella weird. We went to the bathroom and I was just like, girl, this is so weird. And she was like, I know. And I ended up driving her home because I guess he picked her up. I drove her home because she was uncomfortable. So like, you guys need to be on your P's and your Q's. Shortly after that, I ended up deleting all my dating apps because I feel like I like meeting people in real life personally. So yeah, be very careful on these dating apps, you guys, because you never really know who you come in contact with. If you guys would like an actual video about dating safety tips, let me know. I'm like your big sister. If you're new here, my name is Natalie. This is where I share ways I'm getting my shit together so that you can get your shit together. You made it to the end of this video, so that means you must like me. Therefore, you should subscribe to me. Also, go check out my Instagram. We're almost at 10,000 followers on my Instagram. Also, thank you guys so much for 200,000 subscribers. Literally, that is insane. I already made a community post, but you're probably seeing this video a bit after I already reached 200,000 subscribers because I've been pre-recording videos for the holiday season, but I have 200,000 of you guys on here, and then I only have 9,000 followers on my Instagram. 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4. Go follow the Instagram. You guys get to see more lifestyle content, Sunday resets, makeup routines, whatever. I literally post everything on there. I'm just throwing shit and trying to see what sticks. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week, and I'll see you guys next week.